of Florida, straight down 231. So I just moved up the highway.
Okay. What's the name?
Cottondale, Florida.
Cottondale. How far a drive is that from here to Troy?
It's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
Depends on the Dothan traffic.
And your high school?
Cottondale High School.
Cottondale High.
Yeah.
What about your parents?
Doyle and Peggy Reeves, they still live right there on the highway. And I go down about once a week, check on them. So they're still there.
Reeves, how do they spell Reeves?
Same as our mayor.
R-E-E.
E-E-V-E-S.
No, your mother's maiden name is?
Middlebrooks.
Middlebrooks. I just had to ask that question.
Well, actually,
Okay.
my great grandparents are from the Brundage area, and we didn't have a lot of contact with family, so I didn't know until I came up to go to college that I was related to Dr. Middlebrooks in Brundage.
Wow.
He and my grandmother were brother and sister.
That is great.
And she was the oldest, and he was the youngest.
Well, I just have to ask those kind of questions. Do you have siblings?
I have one sister and two stepsisters, yeah.
Okay.
And my one sister lived here in Troy for a little while,
Okay.
and retired from the city of Troy, actually.
Okay. Now, you chose Troy University to come to school.
Yep.
And what made you choose Troy? Just out of curiosity.
Well, my stepdad had gone to college here.
Okay.
And so I'd always had Troy kind of in the back of my mind, but I was very undecided and didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was just going to go to Chipola, where a lot of my friends were going to go to the junior college. And the third time the man called me to offer me a scholarship, I'm slow, I guess, from Troy, I finally said, okay, I'll go.
Who was that person?
I cannot remember his name.
Okay. But it was a leadership scholarship or tuition?
Yes, it was a leadership scholarship.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, I'll go.
Okay.
And I did.
And you majored in what subject?
English and Spanish.
Okay.
And I only had 1 year of Spanish in high school, but when you're young, you think you can do anything. And I just thought that would be a good double major. So.
Well, Carla, your family, your husband and your children and your grandchildren, let's talk about them.
Lewis and I just celebrated our 34th wedding anniversary last week. So that opening day of turkey season is when we got married. If anybody knows Lewis, you know that's an appropriate day.
Okay.
Or not, maybe. But we've lived in Troy the whole time, and we have two grown children, Hannah and Micah. They both graduated from Charles Henderson, and both went to Troy. Now, Hannah got married and finished at University of West Florida, but Micah got married and finished here.
Okay.
So.
Now, how many grandchildren do you have?
We have three beautiful little girls.
All right. Now, Hannah has
two little girls. They're 5 and 2.
Okay.
And Micah has a little girl that just turned a year old.
Okay. Now, where's Hannah living now? Where
Gulf
are they?
Breeze.
Gulf Breeze. So that's not too far away.
It's not too far.
Not too far away.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you the question. I prompted you. How did you and Lewis meet?
Well, he had come up to Troy to go to college years before I did. And he had gotten a job at Hudson Industries.
I know where you're talking about. On Henderson Highway.
Mm-hmm. And
that's where Golden Boy is now.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so when I came up to go to college, he had been working at Hudson for a little while. We were both going to church at Bush Memorial.
Okay.
And that's a good place to find a husband, is at church. And we kind of teased because he was teaching the college and career Sunday school class. And Diane Reynolds had a little bit to do with setting us up.
Yeah, I know Miss Diane. Hey, Miss Diane.
Yeah, she conveniently invited us both to dinner so that we could plan some Sunday school
at her home
functions.
Yeah,
yes,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I forgot exactly what her reason was, but
okay. And then that was your first time really getting together. Where did he take you on your first date? Do you remember?
Back before we were officially dating, I guess, we went on with some friends to the movies.
Okay.
The four of us.
Okay.
And at the old theater on Elm Street.
Okay. Do you know what was playing?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Okay. I think the first movie I took Jody to see was Everybody's All-American. With, I think, Dennis Quaid was in it, and John Goodman was in it, and it was in LaGrange, Georgia. and on the way home we spotted an albino deer.
Is
a
that
white
right?
Deer on
How
the way
about
home.
that? That was a sign, wasn't
That
it?
was a sign. Well, before we take a break, all the high schools you've taught for how many years did you teach?
I taught for 30 years.
30 years. Now, where are the locations that you have taught?
Well, I did my student teaching at Charles Henderson with Miss Merkel and at Zion Chapel. I taught while I was in college at Pike Lib.
Okay.
My first year was at Pike County and Goshen. I traveled between the two schools teaching Spanish. And then I was at Charles Henderson, Goshen High School full-time, Charles Henderson Middle School, and Charles Henderson High School.
Okay.
So I've taught half the county.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I was at Goshen. Did you, by chance, inherit a homeroom?
Yes,
How
I
did that
certainly
explain
did.
how that happened? She inherited a homeroom. She didn't have it at the beginning of the year.
Coach Helms talked me into, or tricked me into, keeping his homeroom, because back then we had homeroom in the middle of the day for some reason.
Okay.
And he and I shared a classroom at that point. I didn't have my own classroom. And so he said, well, it would just be easier if you would just, check roll for my homeroom, and I could go on down to the football field. And I was young and gullible, and I fell for it, I guess.
That's right. Well, I ran into David last week, and he said, who's going to be on the show this week? I said, well, Carla Johnson, and, some of the 4-H ladies could not come. They had an unexpected problem to come up today. But he said, ask Carla about, did she inherit a homeroom while she was teaching at Goshen?
Yep.
And he kind of grinned.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break for some messages. And when we come back, we're going to specifically talk about Johnson Labs here in Troy, Alabama. We'll be back after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. EPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. We have Miss Carla Johnson of Johnson Labs, been a long-time resident of this area for a long time. And as a gift to her, one of our sponsors, they market the Alabama Peanut Producers Association. They put out about 3 different types of peanuts. You have honey roasted, salted, and this is this is butter toffee. So as a gift, Miss Carla,
Oh,
There
thank
you go. There's some peanuts,
Appreciate
and I want to give you that gift. So
Thank you.
now we're going to specifically talk about Johnson Labs. And when did it actually begin in Troy?
In 1988. People don't know that. Right after Lewis and I got married, we started that company. And he had gone to his 10-year high school reunion and reunited with a friend of his who put out a hunting product. And so that inspired. Lewis has always been an inventor. When we were dating, I remember he was working on low cholesterol mayonnaise and a hair conditioner. I mean, he's always been trying to do something. He has a chemistry degree. He loves that sort of thing. And so he started with one hunting product in the kitchen, in my kitchen.
Okay.
And it didn't take him long to just expand and do more.
Okay.
More products.
Now, what's his high school? You said
Florella.
Florella. Yeah, I know all about Florella. The Wildcats.
That's right.
I got a fraternity brother from there, Teddy Bowes, and Joey Jackson's from there.
Yes, Joey is one of his good friends.
Yeah, and way back when, there were 3 boys that I went to basic training with, or AIT. They were from Florella, and I cannot remember their name, but we were either at basic training or AIT together.
Luce probably knows him.
Florida Alabama line,
Yep,
Florella.
that's right.
So that's when it started in 1988.
Right after we got married.
Where's Johnson Labs located?
Our
here in
current location is behind Sanders Lead on the Pike County Lake Road. We bought the old Millworks building.
And your logo is Johnson Labs, the science of nature.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
that's
science of
it right
nature.
there. And some of the products that y'all produce and promote, what are they?
Well, people knew us years ago as just hunting products, and we were for a while. But over the years, Lewis started using his chemistry degree to create truck washes, and people would come to him and say, "Hey, I need this kind of cleaner. Can you make it for me?" So we now have over 100 different formulas of cleaners that he has created and duplicated mostly. But this one, Oxy Orange, is his patented product.
Okay.
And of course, it's my favorite. It smells like oranges, but it cleans like nobody's business. It's a natural degreaser. And we sell it in the concentrated form, but we also sell it in the ready-to-use.
Okay.
And the ready-to-use is available through Bama in a Box. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, Bama products, homegrown Alabama products,
Yes.
Bama in a box.
Bama in a Box. So we're in, I think it's box number 5 maybe that you get. And then we're also in there cleaning. We actually have 2 products. That we have a dish detergent, dishwashing detergent that's in there also.
In the Bama in the box? Okay.
Yeah, so
And it's
we're in 2 different boxes.
It's like a squirt where you,
Yeah.
hot water, and it bubbles up?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the blue products right there, Miss Carla?
Okay, this one is our non-acid bathroom cleaner, which you can use for toilet bowls and, just general cleaning as well. And I like to ask people, I wonder how many jobs we could create if every bathroom in Alabama was cleaned with Johnson Labs products. And that's just one product.
Right.
And, so I've gone on this Chamber of Commerce tour for the last year. You've seen me a lot of events.
That's how we found each other as far as the show.
Reconnected, yeah. Because I want to connect with businesses. Trust us with your toilets. Let us clean your businesses and let's grow our local businesses. Our company is very different in that we have the hunting industry side, which is very seasonal, obviously, and we have the janitorial side. But I've got families that I'm trying to keep working during all year long, and that's important.
That bathroom, what is that one called?
Non-acid.
Is that what you dilute, or is that ready to spray?
This is ready to use.
That's ready to use.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use it. And then floor cleaners. Now, the Lemon Fresh is very popular at Mosley Industrial. They sell quite a bit of that.
And I believe the original owner was from Goshen, Alabama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was. And then, of course, we have the pine version as well. I think this is the pine version.
Okay.
We have a lot of different floor cleaners, and but now the Oxy Orange, the concentrate, I really like that. I use it in my toilets too, because one thing is good for your septic tanks. And if you're spraying a chlorine-based product down the septic, that is not good for your septic tank. So this is actually healthy, promotes healthy bacteria in your septic tank. Plus, it smells good, and it will actually brighten and whiten your toilet. So I just put a little in there and swish it and let it sit, because it's cleared.
What about the baby blue bottle?
This one, okay, this is called Spick and Clean, and it's just a general cleaner as well. Yeah. But people don't know, these are made from raw chemicals to final packaging right here in Troy, Alabama. And, great products that you can clean your home with.
All right, let's see. What I was going to ask you too is when it says MBE certified, what does that? I saw that on your website.
Right.
What does MBE certified mean?
We are officially a woman-owned business, minority business enterprise. So we're registered with the state of Alabama as a woman-owned business. 2 years ago, Lewis decided to go full-time pastor in our church. Most people didn't know that he was doing both for a really long time. And 2 weeks after that, we got the largest contract we've ever gotten that he had been working on for about 2 years. And so at that point, I stepped in. And so this past year, I officially got the certification through the state.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, how many staff members roughly do you employ?
Well, right now we have 7.
Okay.
We're gearing up for our season to start April 1st, which is Friday.
That's Friday.
I know that's an odd day, but we're going to do some training on Friday and be ready to go next week. Last season we had about 15. We'd love to have about 15 again. It just depends on if we can find the right people that are the right fit.
Right.
So.
Now, what are some areas that y'all have your supplies, your products? We talked about hunting.
Right.
Okay.
Now, we only private label in the hunting industry.
Okay.
We started out with our label, but it didn't take us long to figure out that was not going to be our forte. I was teaching full time.
Okay.
Lewis is better at the inventing of the products. I mean, he does great at sales, but it takes a lot of time. So we no longer have the Be Scent Free line.
Okay.
So you just have to buy from other companies on that.
All right. Let's talk about you offer laundry products.
Yes, and it's interesting you had the coach on, because I'm still looking for a good team that wants to take that on as a fundraiser, because we can sell laundry detergent in the gallon or a 5-gallon pail, and they can resell it as a fundraiser.
Right. Well, I remember about when Abby was in school, they did that at Charles Henderson, and it was a lot. It was economical to do that bulk.
Right.
When you can buy it in bulk as a school and resell it, but it lasts a long time that you don't have to go to the store and get some more laundry, detergent, this, that, and the other. So you have let's talk about how to get in contact with Johnson Labs. How do we contact them?
Our phone number is 334-566-9152. And
is that on a card in there for us? Can we pull up Johnson Labs again? There are 2 items that they sent. Did you send a phone number too?
I don't. Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's on the. There we go. There's the phone
Let's
number
hold it
right there.
Okay. Over 150 products available to keep your business clean and jobs in Troy. Call. There's the number. There's your email. Let's just leave that up for just another second or 2. They can still hear us. You got disinfectants, hand sanitizer, janitorial supplies, restaurant chemicals, car care products. So y'all carry all of that.
Yes.
And let's come back to where you can see us and put that in small print, if you will. What locations in Troy can people
Okay.
Explain that to the audience.
Okay.
You can't come to Johnson Labs and buy it.
Well,
How
we're
does that
just
work?
starting to do that. We mostly go through our distributors, which would be Mosley Industrial, Henderson Black Grocery, and Enterprise Paper.
Okay.
So they can order by the case from there. But we are going, if you'll watch Facebook for us in the next
Okay.
couple of days, we're going to start offering some of our products by the gallon or by the quart. So some of our more popular products like the floor cleaners, the toilet bowl, Oxy Orange, we're going to offer those. If people want to stop by, then they can do it that way.
So you could look on Facebook and
Right.
make your order, then you could go by.
And pick it up.
And how to get there, when you're coming from,
Circle K.
I tell you, let's come from, you're going toward Montgomery, and you got, on your left, you have, is that Circle K?
Mm-hmm.
And then across the road, you got Kentucky Fried Chicken, then you got Jabs. Take a left,
Mm-hmm.
cross the railroad tracks, like you're going to the Pike County Lake, and Johnson Lab is within a half a mile on your right.
We're the first business on the right,
Mm-hmm.
right behind the big metal.
Yeah, you can stop there,
Silos, whatever.
make your order, stop there, then go fishing at Pike County
There
Lake.
you go.
And,
That's right.
but so you have Mosley Industrial
Mm-hmm.
that you can order it through, Henderson Black and Grocery, that's downtown Troy,
Right.
and Enterprise Paper and Janitorial Supplies in Enterprise, Alabama.
Right.
And but this Oxy Orange is probably one of your most popular products.
It is.
And it was made by Louis Johnson. I had to
And,
say it that way. I'm sorry.
We have a product that we make for a client out of Atlanta that is expecting their EPA registration, and we make it, but it's his formula and his product, but we make it exclusively for him. After that one drops, Oxy Orange will be going for the EPA registration, so it will be fully EPA registered.
Okay.
So-
Now, what private labeling? Explain again what that means, Ms. Carla.
That is where somebody in the hunting industry, for instance, wants to have a product of their own scent, whatever.
Okay.
They come to us, we help them develop it, and then they buy it by the drum from us and bottle it themselves.
Okay.
We will bottle it and put their label on it, but that they have to own the labels. They have to purchase all of that, and we do it for them.
Okay. Well, listen, let's take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be, hang in there with us. We'll be right back with Carla Johnson and Johnson Labs after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com. During our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. EPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews. We have Carla Johnson with us on the set. She's with Johnson Labs, and we're going to show that again right there. That's how you can get in touch with Miss Carla at Johnson Labs there by email or by phone, or you can go to Facebook.
Right.
And within a few days, you'll be able to order through Facebook and stop by their business there. What's the name of that road again? Is it
Pike County Lake
Pike
Road.
County Lake Road, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pick it up there, or you can go to Mosley Industrial, Henderson Black Grocery in downtown Troy, or Enterprise Paper and Janitorial Supplies in Enterprise, Alabama. And that's how we can contact Johnson Labs. It was developed in 1988 here in Troy, Alabama.
Right.
And shop local, support local. While I have Miss Carla with us, I want to ask her about the Vine. If you will, explain when that started in Troy. And
we actually started in 2000. In the year 2000, we were up on north of town in the old antique shop for years. And then we relaunched after Lewis became the pastor, and we're at the rec center and have been for about 10 years now, I believe. And we have just purchased a home, and we are currently remodeling and hope to be in that very, very soon.
And that is the
can
I say it?
Yeah, the movie theater.
The movie theater.
Yeah.
That's where the Vine will be located.
Yeah.
And so that's very exciting because you are doing the work of the Lord.
Right. But one of the things that I've said from the very beginning when we first started talking about buying the theater was that I want to continue to do Salvation Army movie night. That was always a family tradition. And so I believe that this year, all of our elders are on board. And this year, I believe we will be able to make that happen.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we had Donna Kidd and Donna McClaney Jones on the show.
I saw that.
And I believe I ran into one of them at Jackson Hardware in downtown Brundage is how I ran into her.
Oh.
But that would be wonderful to do that.
And before Christmas, we will open up. The plan is to monthly have a family movie that people can come and watch for free, have free entertainment. And we'd like to even possibly partner with some schools and organizations and maybe let them sell concessions, and we'll provide the movie.
Yeah. So you still have popcorn machines and all out there?
They're still there.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
They're
What'd you see? Okay.
Yeah. So.
But now let's talk about when does the Vine meet? When do y'all meet?
We meet at 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings at the Troy Rec Center. And we have this Sunday is actually our kids' Easter program. So you'll definitely want to come for that. They practice in their little small group every week. They practice for the Easter program. And it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be precious. And then, of course, we'll have a good Easter service as well. So
you typically have Sunday school at 10 and your service, or how does...
We have kids choir at 9.
Okay.
And prayer at 9 for anybody who wants to come into the sanctuary, the gym, and pray at 9. And then we have our service at 10. We have small groups throughout the week.
Okay.
Just about every night of the week, there's a small group somewhere.
And y'all meet somewhere. Okay. So that's how you can get involved with the Vine.
Yeah.
And so y'all been going strong now for about 22 years?
Yeah.
And do we have a projected date, maybe? No idea
I'm
yet?
afraid to say.
Soon.
Yeah. That's all we can say is soon, because you know how it is with remodeling things. It never goes exactly as planned. So, but we are making good progress. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Carla for being on the show, and want to wish the best of luck to Johnson Labs, and of course The Vine Church is a vital church and mission and has a wonderful legacy here in Troy, Alabama. And I've taught both for youngins,
Yep.
and Micah and Hannah, and been around Lewis a little bit. And I'll say this: Carla Johnson was and still is one of the most prepared teachers that I've ever met, as far as you took pride in what you did as a teacher. I know you take pride in what you're doing with Johnson Labs, but if you had Carla Johnson as a teacher, you were blessed.
Well, I appreciate that so much.
Same thing with David Hams.
Yep.
David E. Hams, I'm not going to tell you what the E stands for, but I'll tell her off the air. But Carla, thank you for coming.
Thank you so
we'll
much.
be back after these messages. Thank you, Miss Carla.
so much.
Okay. All righty.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Good News and Interviews. I want to highlight some of my sponsors at this time, but first I want to thank Carla Johnson for coming on of Johnson Labs. She and her husband, have started that business. It's been in business here in Troy since 1988. And Mr. Johnson, Mr. Lewis, is the pastor of the Vine Church. On Sundays at 10 o'clock, you can join them at the Troy Sportsplex. But first of all, I want to thank Kelly Tires on Love Street. Rex and Miss Nell had Rex do some work on my truck. I got a 2008 Ford F-150 that I had some struts and some front end work done on it, and it drives brand new. I want to thank Kelly Tires for being a sponsor. Last week I ran into David Hams at Home Gallery, and I got such a big head, these hats don't look quite right. But anyway, David and Sherry, they're on the Home Gallery on Love Street for all your furniture needs. See them. The Big Green Egg, the Hartley's Southern Grill and Patio. You can get all kind of grills there. Plus, you can get these Bordeaux steak sauces. They're made from natural ingredients. They got all kind of sauces there. They got 4 different kinds. But anyway, a couple of things. I'll mention some more sponsors in just a few minutes. But this Friday night at Goshen High School at 6:30, the gates will open. There is a wrestling events. There it is, Slam Down in G-Town in Goshen. This Friday night, the gates open up at 6:30 at the Goshen High School gym. They will start wrestling at 7:30. You can get ringside seats for $20. You can get general admission tickets for $10. You can buy them now if you go to gofan.com, scroll down to Goshen High School and purchase your tickets tonight, for the Slam Down in G-Town. It's an event that will raise money for the athletic department there at Goshen High School, the football team, and the basketball teams. On Friday, April the 8th, Friday week, we have Empty Bowls. Empty Bowls Feeding the Hungry. It's sponsored by the Salvation Army here in Troy, Alabama. For $20, you will get a bowl, and you can have soup, bread, beverages, and dessert. If you're a Troy University student with your ID, you can get a lunch for $10. It's open from, I believe, 11 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock on Friday the 8th. Empty Bowls campaign. Any business or private person or anybody that would like to be a sponsor, there's several ways you can do that. Go on their Facebook account, Pike County Salvation Army, or you can call them at 808-1069, and they're located on South Brundage Street. The Empty Bowls for Pike County. It's a wonderful fundraiser. Another thing I do want to mention, I want to thank Troy Paint and Body, Dawn and Derek Broadway, for their sponsorship. They're located on South Brundage Street. Chimney Hot Sauces. You can go to www.chimneysauce.com and you can order different kind of hot sauces. They're in the area of Lake Martin, and they're in different shops up there, or you can order it online. They have ghost pepper, rock, and jalapeno that you can order. I want to thank Pike Farmers Co-op, Pike Co-op, located in Goshen and Troy. You can see Jeffrey Barron here in Troy, Alabama, or Mr. Danny Durwell in Goshen, Alabama, for all your co-op needs: fertilizer, seed, feed, shovels, lime, anything that you need farm-wise. And I specifically like to get raw peanuts. You can get them at both locations, and this is this year's crop, and a lot of times I give them as a gift, and you can buy these little things of peanuts. You got honey roasted, you got butter toffee, and plain. They're already seasoned for you. You can get those at either co-op. I want to thank Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy, Alabama, and Jason Gregory for his sponsorship. Nobody can beat their deal. Nobody. Want to thank them for being a sponsor. Golden Boy, located on the Henderson Highway. It's a great place to work. If you're in need of a job, go online or knock on the door. And but they're a sponsor. They manufacture peanut butter for different entities and companies throughout the country and world. Pond Stalker 2, Jet Trotter, and Jim Mullis. Visit them. You can go on their Facebook account, or you can call them at 672-2314, or Jim, you can call him at 403-2582. Campbell's Produce will be opened up pretty soon. They'll be selling all kind of fresh produce. It's located on US 231 South going toward Brundage. Kelly Tires, I've already mentioned them. Thank you, Rex and Miss Nell. Southern Grill and Patio, the Hartleys, Chase and Daniel, and I want to thank all the Hartleys for their support. Wallace Pump and Supply, located on US 231 South. Go see the Wallace brothers, Chip and Cott, for all your water needs, hot water heater, pipes, fittings, and all that kind of stuff. Douglas Brothers in downtown Troy, Mr. Shear Qualls, I want to thank them for being a sponsor. Bird's Drugs, Mr. Joe Watson and the Deli Girls. Man, I love that place. It's got the best bacon in America. I also want to thank Whaley Pecans, Mr. Bob and Miss Mary for their sponsorship. I want to thank Abby Lee Photography. Go to abbyleephotography.co or com, and you can get in touch with her that way. And she just found out she's scheduled to go to Italy next year to take pictures of a wedding. So we're hoping that works out for her. Lenny Trawick, the great Lenny Trawick, he gives lessons on the square at Flat Tops and Fiddles. I want to thank Mr. Don Brown for being a sponsor. But Lenny and Kat Deal, she's been on the show before. She also gives lessons there at Flat Tops and Fiddles. Brundage Country Club, I want to thank their staff. I want to thank Donnie Mobley. You go to Brundage, and when you see Hardy's on your left, take a right, and it's located in front of the Walmart Distribution Center. And while I'm speaking of the town of Brundage, I do want to offer my condolences to the Lee Arthur Mobley family. Mr. Lee Arthur, I met him when I was full-time with the National Guard. He was full-time in Brundage. I was full-time in Troy. But Lee Arthur Mobley, I know he played some golf there in Brundage, but he was a big-time National Guardsman for the 900th Maintenance Company there in Brundage, Alabama. So I want to give a salute to the Mobley family. Also want to thank Sticky Frogs, Jennifer. She's located in Southland Village. There's her number, 434-0303, for any sign that you may need, or any t-shirts, any stickers. She can do it at Sticky Frogs. I also want to thank Bryant Smith of State Farm. I've been a State Farm guy since I've owned a car when I was 18 years old, and I've been with many different State Farm agents. Billy Kelton in LaGrange, Georgia was one of them. But I want to thank Bryant Smith for being a sponsor. The Piggly Wiggly, I stopped by yesterday and bought some cake mix. So one day soon, I'm going to surprise some folks with a rum cake. But I want to thank Steve and Jennifer for being sponsors. They have a location on on North 3 Knott Street and one on US 231 South. The Chicken Shack of Luverne, Alabama, my favorite place to eat, just about. And I want to thank Mike Money and his staff for being a sponsor. Billy Ann and Kevin Flowers of Flowers Realty, they will put flowers in your yard for all your real estate needs. Call them at 635-2043. Contact Tina Pouncey, Jordan Burleson, or Beth Rose. They also work with Flowers Realty. The Old Barn Restaurant, 484-3200. Had Sunday dinner there yesterday with some cousins of mine, Glenda Sue Walters Evans and Jeff Evans, and Shelby and her beautiful daughter. We had Sunday dinner there yesterday at the Old Barn Restaurant in Goshen. Signature Hair Designs, for all your hair design needs, see Shirley and Casey for all your hair needs. They're located on South Brundage Street. You can call them at 566-7311. Also, I want to thank Russ, Melanie, and Gibson Baker for being a sponsor. Mr. Raymond, he cuts my hair a lot there on South Brundage Street. There it is right there, 566-2604. Jackson Hardware, Mr. Brian McDaniels, saw him about a week or two ago at an event, Pike County Chamber of Commerce event there that was held in his store on Main Street in Brundage. Also ordered right after that something good to eat, some Stromboli from Pretty Patel. She's the owner of the Pizza Palace. It's located on Main Street. And Brundage is a hopping place. They're bringing a lot of new restaurants in, a lot of new businesses. It's just going through a revitalization in downtown Brundage. Meeks Termite, located on South Brundage Street. I want to thank Greg Meeks and his staff for being a sponsor. Their number is 566-1222. Fraley Frames, Dan Fraley. They have 2 locations, one in Enterprise on Glover Avenue, 347-4909, and on North 3 Knott Street, and that number is 566-6318. Our replay will be on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Troy Productions, type in Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee, and you can look at tonight's show again or last week's show or any other show that we've put out. On Saturday, April the 30th, this event is coming up. It's called the 2022 Miss Brundage Pageant. It will be at the Pike County High School Fine Arts Building. There will be 2 different shows, one at 2 o'clock and one at 6 o'clock. The entry fee is $75. They'll have contests for the Miss Photogenic, the prettiest hair, prettiest dress, prettiest smile, prettiest eyes. They've got 8 divisions: Tiny Miss, Future Little Miss, Petite Miss, Junior Miss, Preteen Miss, Teen Miss, and Miss Brundage. There's 2 categories where those girls must be a resident of Brundage. That's the Little Miss and the Miss Brundage. You must be a resident of Brundage in those 2 events. All the others, you can be a resident of Pike County or anywhere else in the local area. You can contact Latira Baxter at lbaxter0114@gmail.com, or you can call 672-2452. You can also go by Jackson Hardware. You can go to downtown Brundage to the main location there with utilities, where you can get your utilities and all, City Hall. You can get a registration form there for the 2022 Miss Brundage Pageant. I want to remind everyone, this Friday night in Goshen, Alabama, April the 1st, we have a slam down in G-Town. It's a wrestling event. The gates open at the high school at 6:30. At 7:30, they'll start wrestling. You can get into the gates for $10. Limited ringside seats for $20. It's called Slam Down in G-Town. Order your tickets tonight. You can go to gofan.com. Go to Goshen High School. You see Slam Down in G-Town. You can order your tickets tonight, and they will be on your cell phone. And then when you get to the gate, show them your cell phone where you bought it, and you're in. Want to thank all our sponsors again. I want to thank you for joining us. I want to again thank Don Moore for coming to the show, to promoting his event at Goshen High School this Friday night. And I certainly want to thank Miss Carla Johnson of Johnson Labs for being on the show. And we look forward to seeing you next week on Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. For all those in need and those who are suffering, we wish you the best, and Lord, may He comfort you. And we got a member of our church, Charge, who's not doing good, but we love everybody, and just hope everybody has a great week and touch somebody's life, and call somebody and let them know that you love them, or go do something for somebody. And we'll see you next week on Good News and Interviews. Good night.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. No.